Okay, so I want to put a quick. I have a little presentation here that I want to go through, and then this is about goal setting, about setting yourself up for success. And as of right now, we're getting ready to start 2024. It is December 14th, and now is the time to really start thinking through and setting your goals and things that you want to achieve in 2024. You don't want to wait till 2024 because then you're going to be rushed and feel like all this pressure, like, hey, I got to have everything ready and set. Where right now, preparation and preparing is going to be key to being successful here. So let's talk about goal setting here. So my outcome of this training is to help you find your connection, feeling power within yourself to help you become unstoppable from reaching your goal outcomes and things that you want to achieve and who you want to be and where you want to go in your life. So first off, you've got to take 100% responsibility for yourself. So you are the one who is in charge of the actions that you take, and you are responsible for where you're at right now, and then you're responsible where you're going to be here in the next 5, 10 years and just years to come. So one of the things that you have to take responsibility for yourself, regardless of if unfortunate things happen to you, like you are in charge of yourself. So you have to take 100% responsibility because you have to be in charge of your actions, and you can't be pointing a finger at anything, because it's like you have to make decisions from this point, because you are where you are right now. That's the fact. If you want to change, there's actions and things you have to take to get the result you're looking for. So, but you have to take 100% responsibility for those actions. And there might be things that might not happen that that are out of your control, but it doesn't matter. You still have to take 100% responsibility. The price of greatness is responsibility. Churchill. I love this quote. I think this definitely applies, but you definitely have to take responsibility for yourself. Now, goals and outcomes. Goals are targets. So goals are, and I'll kind of define these here a little bit. But goals is like being specific. Like, I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to fit into a size 6. I want to do 10 push-ups in a row. Those would be examples of goals. Outcomes are like being at peace and loving myself, deep, meaningful family connection, a business that changes lives from the inside out. Who knows? That might be one of my goals. they all might be my goals. I can do 10 push-ups in a row. But anyway, regardless. But I mean, that would be an example. So the difference between outcome and goals, and you want to kind of think through what your outcomes you want to achieve for your life. What are the feelings? What are the things you want to experience? And like, how do you create them, bring them in? And then the goals can be part of that process, the targets that you have to hit as you're working towards achieving these outcomes in this life that you do want. So when setting goals, you don't want to be too rigid. So meaning you don't want to think like things are set in stone, and just you want to be able to be flexible, like as you're reaching or moving towards your goals. Because in the likelihood, there's going to be lots of different things that you can do to achieve it. So there's not just a one size fits all, a one direction to get there. There's always generally going to be multiple ways to do that. So you want to be flexible in your approach with that. So setting yourself up for success, you want to have an abundant mindset. Mindset is key, because if you're having a bad day, I wouldn't set goals when you're having a bad day, because you're not going to be open to the opportunities that are there. So, but you want to work on the abundant mindset. And this is a growth process. So it's like, this just doesn't come by saying, hey, I'm going to have an abundant mindset. This is something I work on. And I go through good and bad, but it's something that I do get better at. And I feel like over the years, I have gotten better at seeing the opportunities and positive in life. But focus on the limitless opportunities that are available. So choose to focus on the positive things in life rather than the negative things. I mean, there's positive in everything, and there can be negative in a lot of things as well. But you can always find positive, like even through failures, for example. Like you can find the things to be able to learn and grow and having more of a growth mindset, and that would be more of having an abundant mindset. And in failure, it's like there's only learning lessons. So it's like develop that as one of your mindset. Like there is no failure. Like just because you don't reach a goal doesn't mean you're a bad person or you're a failure. Don't put that on yourself. It just means you haven't done the right things to get to where you want to get to, and you need to figure out those right things and then take action on the things to be able to achieve them. So, and having that abundant mindset is just knowing that you can you can get there to where you want to get to. So it's like just kind of develop like that mindset where it's like, okay, I failed. You got to stop and you got to ask yourself the questions like, what can I learn from this? What can I gain from it? What, when I run into the situation next time, what can I change? So this is something I learned at Tony Robbins. I found it super valuable, but it's like, it's the success cycle. So the reality is like, you got potential, you got the ability to be able to achieve things that you want to achieve. And then the way that you do that is you got to tap into some of that potential skills and just discipline and things that you have. You take action, and then like you start taking action, you're going to get a result, good or bad, that you can learn from. And then you start to build up your belief. And like, even if it's bad and something that doesn't go your way, that's where you learn from it. So you know what not to do. So when you start going around the cycle again and taking action again, you don't do it again, and you just don't keep repeating the same things. So you can create the changes. But every time you build up more belief in yourself, you get more potential, you get more energy to be able to do things, you get more excited, you take more action, you get more results, belief, and you just keep building that. So that was going to be the belief cycle. So now, motivation. Motivation is a funny thing, because this is what the majority of people who come to me say they need motivation. And if they're talking to me, they have motivation, because if they didn't have motivation, they wouldn't be talking to me. So it's there, and it's always there. But you just have to understand, motivation it's something that comes and goes. It's not something that just stays. Like, hey, I'm going to be super motivated and pumped all the time. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. When you're having bad days, you're not going to be feeling motivated, but it's where you have to show up and just keep doing the work and have the belief that the actions that you're going to take, you're going to get there, and you're going to get there no matter what, and you're going to do what it takes. But it's like, motivation is going to come from attitude. And it's a lot of times like analyzing, so you can learn from what has been happening and where you're at, and understanding yourself. Success is going to affect motivation. So if you're being successful, it's easy to be motivated. But when you're not seeing results, like, that's where it can be hard. And that's where it's like, you got to dig and learn from it. But it's like, that affects motivation. Performance. The performance is going to affect it. The support that you get, the accountability, the guidance, those all help as well, because again, it kind of goes back to that success cycle, building up that belief. Because that's what I do. It's like, I'm like, even with doing this video right now, it's like I'm hoping to build up people's belief in themselves so they can start creating the changes that they want. Goals. And like, if you don't have goals, like you're not going to know where you're going. So it's like, you got to have some point that you're going to be focusing on and working towards. If not, it's like you're shooting in the dark. So and it's, yeah, you definitely want to have goals. So, but you got to understand that the motivation is going to be something that comes and goes. It's going to go through cycles. Some days you're going to be motivated, some days you're not. Sometimes even throughout the day, you might be motivated in the morning, not in the afternoon, and you might even throughout the day, it might come on and off. So it's just going to come and go. It's just, it is what it is. And just to understand that. Discipline is going to be one of the major keys to achieving the goal. So whenever you're working on achieving something, you got to do something outside the normal that's going to put you in a situation where you're not going to be feeling comfortable, and it's hard to take those type of action. And that's where it's like, you got to be disciplined. You got to step into the unknown, and you got to make yourself vulnerable to what you're going to experience. And you might experience some bad feelings along the way, and that's okay, because you just got to understand that is part of the process of getting to your goals. So like, when you start exercising is the perfect example. Like, if you haven't exercised in a long time or haven't ever really, it's not comfortable to exercise. The exercise is uncomfortable. It's painful. So, but you keep showing up, look what happens. Like, all of a sudden it gets easier. Not easier in the sense that you're mentally able to handle it better, because ideally you get in better shape so you can keep pushing yourself. But then your belief builds up that you can do it, and then it gets easier in that way. And that's more of the mind. But it's like, you just got to be disciplined and keep showing up. And when you're disciplined and you keep taking the actions and keep learning and keep developing and having that abundant and growth mindset, like, you are going to achieve your goals, but you just can't give up. So it's like, you just keep working and you keep developing. Discipline's like a muscle. You keep developing that muscle, you will keep getting better. Expectation. So This one's a big one. Expectations can be things that actually stop people from getting results. So you have to be aware of what you expect, and expectations can come from multiple different places as well. So a lot of times, like in the realm of people losing weight, when you're younger and your metabolism's working better, and when we probably maybe even had better foods than what we got now, we might have lost weight easier. So we have that expectation as we're going in. And a lot of times that can set us up for failure because things have changed. Maybe our metabolism doesn't move as fast. It's still going to work, but maybe not as fast. But just because it's not happening as fast, we get upset. And then a lot of times people will throw in the towel. But it's like understanding is like the results are going to come from the actions that you're taking. And you got to make sure you're taking the proper actions when you're getting results. And sometimes you might not know. Sometimes it's a learning process. So some of the actions that you're taking, a lot of times they can be like, oh, it's a waste of time because we didn't get the result we expected, because this is where the problem is with expectations. But the results will come because we learn something that we don't do. And in the process of getting results, sorry, my little daughter's downstairs yelling. But anyway, as far as getting the results, I lost my train of thought. But the results are going to come from the actions that we are consistently taking. And we got to learn which ones are going to work. And we do that by educating ourselves, by taking actions and figuring out the ones that trial and error. We do that from finding guidance from coaches and professionals that know. And then, we do it from books and other resources as well. There's lots of ways to do that and take intelligent actions to be able to get quicker results. So, and the thing is, like, if you get knocked down, you get up again. That's it. I mean, you get knocked down, you get up. And guess what? You get knocked down again, you get up again. And then get knocked down again, you get up again. That's it. Because if you stop, you don't achieve the result. And it might be hard. And we all go through it. I mean, heck, right now I'm starting a business. There's days that just suck. And it's like, do I want to quit? Yeah, hell yeah, I want to quit. But am I going to quit? Not a chance. I'm too darn stubborn, and there's no way I'm going to quit. So regardless, I know when those days are there, and mindset-wise, it might be like in a dark place, but the next day is always a new day for me. And when I get really good, maybe I'll just be able to snap my fingers and just snap right out of it. I haven't figured that out yet, but I'm working on it. But that's the thing. Just know that the next day is a new day. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new opportunity to learn, to grow, to take some actions, to keep moving forward. And just keep having a great life, because in actuality, it's not even the destination that we're focusing on getting towards. It's who we become through the process. I got that from Jim Rohn, which is, it's who you're going to become through the process of achieving it, because you're going to grow and you're going to develop, and that just adds value to life and who you are as a person. And that's like through the process of creating a healthy lifestyle and losing weight and getting in shape, you become a better person through that process, because you give yourself energy, you're building up your belief, and you're feeling better about yourself. I mean, there's lots of things I can go on and on about those, but it's like, thing is, like, you got to always get back up, and every day's a new day. Okay, so setting goals. You want to get yourself in a mindset. So you don't want to get, like, if you're in a bad mood or you're really tired and exhausted, you don't want to do that. Like, if you're in that mindset, so you want to get, and I'm putting together a PDF right now, so I'll try to attach this to this video. I don't have it done yet. I actually have it done. I just have to have it created the way I want. I'm not that creative with putting the things together, but anyway, I will have something here soon. So set a time and a place where you can think and be uninterrupted. So you want to really sit down and come up with your goals and get clear on exactly what you want to create, these outcomes that you want to achieve. And you want to get yourself in that abundant mindset. Do that by, and this is the thing I got on the PDF, you want to think about 5 things that you have achieved in your lifetime that you're proud of, and like really think about them and feel the feelings you feel. And that's going to get you in the right mindset to start setting goals, because it's going to help you build the belief. Because a lot of times when we're setting goals, if we have that part that's like, I can't achieve it, that little voice, it's like, that's going to be self-sabotaging and leading in the wrong direction. Another thing is, like, connect connect with every goal you set. So sit down and feel, like visualize and think through. And that's what I mean by connect, is kind of visualizing the outcome that you want to get there. And then write it down on paper. So write down on paper. And this has been a thing with setting goals. Like there's thinking about it. And then there's writing them down on paper. It starts to become more real when you write them down on paper, and then even visualize them. Yeah, I should have put them in a different order, but visualizing, it actually starts to become real, because the mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and not. So if you can put a really strong visualization, you can start to build up that belief right now that what this thing that you're looking to achieve, this goal that you want, is already here, and it's going to make it easier taking the actions to achieve it. And then read them every morning and night before you go to bed. So I mean, that is a trick there as well, to just, you want to keep them in your mind, because we get busy, we forget about the goals, and you want to keep those in the forefront of your mind. If you've never heard of it, just do a search, like how do I set SMART goals. There's thousands of things. I've read lots about these. I mean, I actually looked before I did this video, and there's a lot available there, but it's SMART. It's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time framed. So it's like, and the A can be there. You'll see different things, but it's like this. There, I've read multiple different things, and they're going to be good. So as you're kind of going through, I'll let you do the research there. There's plenty of resources there to help you there, but it's like, I'll just kind of run through specific. Like, you want to be specific. Like, I want to lose a certain amount of weight. I want to lose 10 pounds. Measurable, like that is measurable, because at 10 pounds you can measure that. So hey, I lost 2 pounds, I got 8 more to go. That's measurable. Attainable, is it something that you can do? Is it something you can achieve if you take the right action? Realistic, is this something, again, attainable, realistic to me are similar, but it's like, is this something that you can achieve? And then time frame, and you want to make sure all these are lined up. Like I want to lose 10 pounds in 90 days. So that would be an example of time frame. But anyway, plenty on that, so you can kind of do research on that. Categories for setting goals: personal goals, you can set mind, body, spirit, just as some ideas there. Family, social goals, like family, friends, things of that nature. Professional goals, like things you want to create professionally. Financial goals, but those are just some ideas on some categories. But anyway, I hope you find this helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, what you think, and yep, have a great day, and go set some goals.